This is the plaintiff, Deetris Malone. She says the defendant's her cousin, and she owes her money for some flights she booked to celebrate her birthday in New Orleans. Since they would be sharing a room, she asked the defendant if she was vaccinated and was told no because she didn't believe in them and wasn't going to get one. She promptly canceled the trip. She can't get a refund now for the airfare. And family or not, she's suing for the $419 she's owed. This is the defendant, Fina Moorhead Wilson. First, she says this whole trip was supposed to be a birthday present from the plaintiff. Second, she doesn't have to let someone shoot her in the arm with a vaccination if she doesn't want to. And third, the plaintiff canceled on her because she was ready, willing, and able to go. She's accused of letting a cousin down.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she and her cousin were going to go on vacation together, but there was a requirement, a COVID shot, which the cousin refused to get. So the plaintiff wants the money, she's out. But the defendant says she doesn't have to get a vaccination if she doesn't want to, and the plaintiff was the one who canceled on her. It's the case of hit me with your best shot.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Malone, you are suing your cousin, Ms. Moorhead Wilson, for $419 that you are out for airline tickets for a vacation that was canceled, and you say it's her fault. Tell me about that.
Back in September, she told me that she had a credit flight that her daughter had booked for her, and she reneged on that flight. So she said she had credit. And her birthday was coming up, and she said, I want to do something. So I said, okay, let's go to New Orleans. So she said, oh, yeah, I've never been there before, cuz. So come to find out, she did not have enough credit. So I added $100 and something dollars on my credit card so she could have enough money from the flight from Detroit, Michigan to New Orleans.
And you were going to be coming from where?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
Okay, I booked my flight with Allegiant. And she booked her flight with Delta. After I realized, well, she told me, I didn't realize it. She told me that she did not have a COVID shot and she wasn't going to get no COVID shot.
Did you ever ask before planning the trip, hey, cuz, are you vaccinated?
No, I assumed that she would have been by her being seasoned.
Seasoned? What does that mean?
Older.
Oh, wait, but like there are older people who made a decision, I'm not going to get vaccinated.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, no, you do know that because you have eyes and ears and you watch television, you hear the news, and you know that people, it's a raging, debate for many. So if it was important to you, why didn't, before you planned it, why didn't this issue come up?
Because I'm assuming Fina would have done that because of her underlying health conditions that she has.
Okay, so now that the trip is planned, it occurs to you to say, are you vaccinated?
We were talking and then I asked her and she said, nope, and I'm not going to get it.
And then you said?
I said, I'm not sharing a room with you if you're not vaccinated.
Okay. Now, were you vaccinated?
Yeah, of course, because I have underlying conditions.
Okay, and you didn't want to be in a room with her because she's unvaccinated. And you tell her that. Were you angry at her for not taking care of herself, or did you think that she was more likely to give you COVID?
I was thinking more likely she would give me COVID.
The plaintiff wants her money back for a trip she planned with her cousin because the woman is unvaccinated. But the defendant says the trip was a birthday gift from the plaintiff, so how can she expect her to pay for it when she was the one who backed out? Let's listen.
So you cancel the trip, and what does she say to you?
I told her that I wasn't getting vaccinated. I'm not getting boosted, none of that. I don't believe in getting no shots.
All right, how did it come about that she said, well, I'm not sharing a room with you if you're not vaccinated? Tell me about that.
I said, okay, whatever.
And are you two mad at each other? Do you still talk, or have you not talked since then?
We talk every now and then. When I got this information, I called her and sort of checked her oh, wow, really? You really doing this? You suing me because we ain't going on the trip. It was supposed to be a birthday present, a gift.
Right.
We done been on a cruise together. We done rode on the highway, the freeway together, road trip. And you gonna do this to me? I don't have no money. I told her I'm not paying her because I don't have it. I don't have it to give to her.
Why
so she
is
said,
it
I'm
her?
taking you to court.
Why
Fine.
is it her fault, Ms. Malone, that something that's important to you you hadn't asked before spending money on the trip? It's not like she lied to you. If she had lied to you and then said, "Ha ha, psych, I didn't get the shot," I could understand. But you never asked, and as soon as you asked, she told you. So if you didn't research that beforehand, and it's important to you, and I don't. I'm not passing judgment on anybody here. I'm just asking you, this is a contracts case. You're saying, well, I agreed to spend this money, but now she needs to reimburse me because the whole thing got canceled thanks to her. You're saying she didn't hold up her end of the bargain. Well, what didn't she do? It's not her fault that, I mean, she gets to choose if she gets vaccinated or not. You get that, right?
Right.
She gets to choose that. So if you don't like her choice, I understand you. You get to choose if you spend a room with an unvaccinated person. Both of you get to choose. So the difference is she's choosing, and then she is nailed out of the joy of your presence and a New Orleans trip for her birthday. But you're choosing, and you're supposed to be not out a penny because she's a bad person because she didn't get vaccinated. I mean, it's your choice. You don't want to go on the trip. You certainly don't have to. But why does she have to reimburse you? What did she do wrong that she would have to reimburse you?
This is not the first time Fina and I.
You canceled. Fina didn't cancel on you. You canceled on her.
But Fina said that this was a birthday gift. This was not a birthday gift.
Okay, let's say it wasn't. It doesn't matter. The money you're out is money you spent on her ticket and money you spent on your ticket, which couldn't be used because you canceled. So what did she do wrong?
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey Levin. The plaintiff was going to go on a vacation with her cousin, but says she found out that her cousin wasn't vaccinated, so she backed out of the trip and wants her money back. Now, the defendant says that it's her body and she does not want to get vaccinated, and that's that. Let's see how the judge feels.
I canceled on her, but when I used my credit card to put the extra money that she needed, they should have reimbursed the money back to my credit card. They did not do that. They put the extra money on her already credit that she had, so now she has extra credit.
Okay.
More than what she originally had.
And that's in the amount of how much? 185?
Yes.
Okay. Now that is true, right, Ms. Moorhead-Wilson, that you have an extra?
That's true.
Okay. And what's your answer to whether or not she should be repaid that? She's saying, all right, Judge, I get you on the Allegiant ticket. I got to swallow that because Allegiant went out of business, right?
Yes.
And so I'm just out that money. But at a minimum, Ms. Moorhead-Wilson should have to pay me back the $185. When she paid that extra money, did she ever tell you that you had to pay it back?
It's a birthday gift, Your Honor.
So you weren't supposed to pay it back?
Why should I have to pay it back?
Right. Well, here's my question. It's very specific. Did she ever say, look, I'll pay the extra money, but you got to pay me back?
Yes.
Oh, she did say that. Then you know you're supposed to pay her back.
But it's a birthday.
Well, you can't. If she says you got to pay her back, it's not a birthday gift. Ms. Moorhead-Wilson, if you know you're supposed to pay it back, then it's not a birthday gift, right? Maybe the trip itself and the time together is the birthday.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're going to do.
But by her being my cousin, I don't want to pay her back.
I know, but being a cousin is not an exception to paying back money that you owe. And if you now have the value of that $185 on you, I agree with you on the money she's out. You certainly don't have to reimburse her for that. It was her decision to cancel.
Yes.
And, and I assume you two still love each other very, very much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And
right?
we have fun together.
I know, I can tell. I want to go on the trip. Okay. So, hopefully one day everybody will feel good about spending time together again. But, I agree with you on her Allegiant flight. She has to eat that. But on the $185, you do have now this greater value of your Delta ticket. greater by 185, which she had told you that you'd have to pay her back for, and you haven't. I am ruling in her favor in the amount of the $185. Okay, everybody?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
Now is everybody at peace and happy with each other?
Yes, I
Peace,
still
cuz.
love you.
We
Yes,
at
I
peace,
still love
cuz.
you.
I love you too. It's a pleasure meeting you, Your Honor. You have such a beautiful smile.
Oh, thank
Yes, you do.
Thank you. And I wish you both very well, and drop me a line from your next trip.
Thank
Yes,
you. We
thank
will.
you.
Well, in a remarkable twist of fate here in this case, the plaintiff is going to get money back. I didn't think she was going to get anything back, but now she is going to get $185 back from her cousin, the defendant, Miss Moorhead Wilson. You know, you were honest. Had you not been honest, had you said no, you know, you would have been off the hook. But you said, yeah, she did tell me I'd pay
I
it back.
raised that right hand. I'm not finna tell no fibs.
Well, good for you. All right, Ms. Malone, you okay now? You're getting $185 back. You're not getting $419, but $185. That's better than nothing, huh?
It's better than nothing. I wish I could sue Allegiant.
You two have a party and go out together sometime. Go on another trip.
We
Okay?
will. We will. Thank you so much.
Well, that's kind of a lovely kind of case to have. Harvey, what do you think?
So, Doug, this is a simple case of due diligence. It is the plaintiff's responsibility to ask the defendant about vaccination status if it is really important, a make or break part of the deal.
Why isn't accepting a plea deal considered perjury if you've already pled not guilty?
Because you're going to plead guilty after saying I was not guilty.
That's
I guess,
an interesting
right?
question, actually.
Well, you know, a plea, when you enter a plea at arraignment at the beginning of a case, it's kind of a pro forma process. And in fact, the judge can enter the plea on your behalf. If you just stand there and don't say anything, the judge is going to say, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. So-and-so, whoever it is. Or the lawyer can enter it on your behalf. In a lot of courts, in a lot of jurisdictions, that's acceptable for the lawyer to say, Judge, my client would like to enter a plea of not guilty, demand a jury trial, request
it's really
discovery.
just the words that you say that trigger the demand for the jury trial and,
right.
and, you know, a full hearing.
Exactly. And
It's not
you
sworn
might-
testimony that you didn't do it.
that you're in big trouble now.
No, you're just saying I opt to make the state prove or the feds prove their case against me.
And you could also, ultimately, to resolve your case, you might not make a guilty plea. You might plead no contest, nolo contendere, which is just, you
plea,
might
it's
have
called.
the evidence to get over the line here, and I accept that you have that evidence, but I'm not actually admitting that I did it.
Right.